This hunter is a fine shot, a good shot. But he was the most cruelest man I ever met. He'd make fun of me all the time. He shot fawns. Now, not it's wrong to shoot a fawn if the law says so. But, you know, Abraham killed a calf and fed it to God. So it wasn't the sect or the size. It's the attitude. He'd shoot him just because it made me feel bad. And he'd say, oh, you're chicken-hearted like the other them preachers. I said, Billy, you'd be a good hunter if it wasn't you as a preacher. And said, but you're too chicken-hearted. That's the way them preachers said they're too chicken-hearted. And I said, Bert, you're cruel. He had eyes like a lizard anyhow. And he said, like the women try to paint their eyes, you know, up like that. And he said, he looked over like that and he said, you're just chicken-hearted. So he'd shoot those little fawns and kill one, let it lay, and go right on and get another one, just to make me feel bad. And he said, I'll get you away from that preaching some of these days. And I said, no, Bert. No. So one day I went up there one fall and it was late. And the season had been in about a week and I was busy. I was state game warden of Indiana and I'd been busy and right in hunting season, so I had to get my vacation. I went up a little late. And those white-tailed deer, if they're ever shot at, you talk about Houdini of being an escape artist. He's an amateur to them. And so then they really stay hid. And it had been moonlight nights, snow on the ground about 6 inches, trailing work. So Bert, when he come down to the cabin where I was at, he said, say, Billy, I got a good one this year for you. And I said, what? Reached down his pocket and pulled out. He had a little whistle. He'd blow it, and it sounded just like a little fawn crying for its mother. A little baby deer, crying for its mother. I said, Bert, how cruel can you be? I said, you mean you wouldn't do a thing like that? It's, ha ha, you chicken-hearted preacher. And we